In a world that never seems to stop talking, where the loudest voice often wins the room, and where attention is treated as a currency to be chased, there exists a rare kind of quiet magic. Have you ever walked into a crowded room, overwhelmed by the cacophony of ringing phones, endless notifications, and superficial chatter, only to lock eyes with someone who instantly makes the noise fade away? This is not the bold, flashy charisma that we are so often taught to admire. It is a subtle, invisible gravity. It is the presence of the INFJ personality. Today we invite you to take a deep breath, step away from the relentless pace of modern life, and explore a beautiful mystery of human connection. We are going to uncover the profound, almost poetic reasons why this specific personality type naturally draws people in. They do not use rehearsed lines. They do not manipulate their environment to stand out. Instead, they offer something that the modern human heart is starving for. They offer a sanctuary of calm, a mirror of deep understanding, and a grounded presence that makes everyone around them feel completely, unconditionally safe. The first pillar of this quiet magnetism is an authenticity that resonates on a soul-deep level. We live in an era where putting on a mask has become second nature. We curate our lives for social media. We wear professional smiles in the workplace, and we often hide our true feelings just to keep the peace or to fit into a mold. But the INFJ simply refuses to play this game of shadows. They possess a profound aversion to anything fake or shallow. When you speak to an INFJ, you are not engaging with a carefully constructed public persona. You are meeting a naked, honest human spirit. They do not fake laughter just to fill an awkward silence, nor do they nod along to things they do not believe in. If they are looking at you, they are truly seeing you. If they are listening, they are absorbing every vibration of your voice. This level of unvarnished truth creates an immediate, unbreakable foundation of trust. People are exhausted by the performance of daily life, and encountering an INFJ feels like finally taking off a heavy coat after a long, freezing journey. This pure authenticity goes far beyond just telling the truth. It creates a transformative space for others. Think about the last time you felt you could completely let your guard down. It is a rare and precious feeling. Because the INFJ is so remarkably grounded in their own truth, they subconsciously give everyone around them permission to be real too. They will not judge you for your strange hobbies, your sudden bursts of melancholy, or your grand, seemingly impossible dreams. In fact, they hunger for those very things. They bypass the trivial weather conversations and dive straight into the deep waters of your hopes and fears. In their presence, there is no need to guess hidden motives or decipher passive-aggressive cues. There is only a vast, open landscape of acceptance. When a person realizes they do not have to perform, that they are simply allowed to exist exactly as they are, a deep and powerful attraction forms. It is an attraction born not of physical charm but of immense psychological relief. Beyond their striking authenticity lies a second, deeply compelling trait. It is their profound empathy and emotional alchemy. Empathy is a word that is often overused, but for the INFJ, it is not just a skill, it is their primary language. They do not simply hear the words falling from your lips, they feel the emotional weight behind them. Imagine walking into a room carrying the invisible burden of a terrible day. You force a smile and tell everyone you are fine. Most people will believe you and move on. But the INFJ will notice the slight tension in your shoulders, the fleeting shadow across your eyes, and the micro shift in the pitch of your voice. Before you have even consciously registered your own pain, they have already felt it. This emotional radar is incredibly comforting to those lucky enough to experience it. It means you are no longer alone in your emotional universe. You do not have to exhaust yourself trying to translate your pain into perfect, digestible sentences. The INFJ simply understands, silently standing beside you in the dark. What makes this deep empathy so exceptionally magnetic is how the INFJ chooses to use it. In a world full of people eager to offer unsolicited advice or fix your problems to inflate their own egos, the INFJ offers something much more healing. They offer pure presence. They know that not every wound needs a lecture, and not every tear requires a solution. Sometimes the most powerful medicine is simply sitting in comfortable silence with someone who deeply cares. They become an emotional home for wanderers. When you share your past traumas or your fragile hopes with an INFJ, they hold your stories with the utmost reverence, as if holding a delicate piece of ancient glass. They ask gentle, probing questions that help you understand yourself better. They make you feel as though your emotions, no matter how chaotic, are valid and beautiful. Leaving a conversation with an INFJ often leaves you feeling lighter, thoroughly cleansed of your anxieties, and deeply cherished. This rare emotional safety is irresistibly drawing, creating bonds that withstand the harsh tests of time and distance. The third reason people are instantly captivated by an INFJ is their masterful, thoughtful communication. In our fast-paced society, conversations often feel like a competition. People talk over one another, frantically waiting for their turn to speak, armed with sharp opinions and instant judgments. The INFJ, however, slows the rhythm of the world down. When they engage in conversation, they do not speak just to occupy the airwaves. They listen with their entire being, and when they finally do speak, their words carry the weight of careful intention. It is as if they are handpicking the perfect colors to paint a masterpiece. They avoid empty small talk whenever possible, choosing instead to navigate the meaningful currents of human experience. They can take the most complex, overwhelming ideas about life, love, and the universe and distill them into simple, beautiful truths that resonate immediately with the listener. Their voice, often soft and measured, becomes a soothing melody in a loud, chaotic world. This thoughtful communication perfectly balances gentleness with an unwavering strength. Do not mistake their soft-spoken nature for fragility. INFJs possess a moral courage that is deeply inspiring. If a difficult topic needs to be addressed, they will not run away. They will step into the uncomfortable space and speak the truth, but they will do so with immense grace and respect. They do not argue to win a debate or to crush an opponent's pride. They converse to reach mutual understanding and to elevate the relationship. This approach disarms even the most defensive individuals, turning potential conflicts into moments of profound connection. Furthermore, the INFJ understands the exquisite power of silence. They know exactly when words are inadequate. They will let a quiet moment linger, allowing thoughts to settle and emotions to breathe. In these shared silences, surrounded by their thoughtful energy, people feel truly seen. It is an unforgettable experience that leaves a lingering warmth in the soul long after the conversation has ended. The fourth layer of their undeniable charm is their quiet, unshakable confidence. True confidence is rarely loud. It does not need to boast. It does not need to dominate, and it certainly does not need constant external validation. The INFJ embodies a serene, stoic energy. When they enter a room, they do not demand attention, yet their still, grounded presence naturally commands respect. This inner peace is hard-earned. It comes from a deep knowing of who they are, what they stand for, and what their boundaries are. Because they spend so much time in introspection, evaluating their own morals and navigating their inner landscapes, they are not easily swayed by the fleeting trends or the superficial judgments of society. They do not feel the toxic need to compete with others because they are entirely focused on their own unique journey. This absence of insecurity is intoxicating. It radiates outward, creating an aura of stability that instinctively makes others feel secure and protected in their orbit. This brings us to the fifth captivating quality, their visionary idealism. INFJs are not merely daydreamers lost in the clouds, they are quiet architects of a better tomorrow. They look at the world and see not only its brokenness, but its endless potential for healing and beauty. This purpose-driven mindset colors everything they do, from their career choices to how they treat the cashier at the local grocery store. They desperately want their lives to mean something, to leave a positive ripple in the fabric of humanity. When an INFJ speaks about their passions, whether it is advocating for mental health, driving social change, or simply nurturing a garden, their eyes light up with a fire that is fueled by pure love, not ego. They invite you to look upward, to imagine a reality where kindness and empathy are the guiding forces. This visionary energy lifts the spirits of everyone around them, reminding people that despite the darkness in the world, there is still immense goodness worth fighting for. They inspire you to be a better version of yourself, simply by being who they are. Finally, we arrive at the sixth element, the mysterious depth that surrounds the INFJ like a gentle evening mist. No matter how deeply you connect with them, there is always a sense that you are only standing on the shore of a vast, uncharted ocean. They are incredibly warm and giving, yet they remain profoundly private. They do not lay all their cards on the table at once. This layered complexity sparks a natural, insatiable curiosity in others. Just when you think you have completely figured them out, they will surprise you with a hidden talent, a radically unconventional perspective, or a spontaneous decision to change the course of their life. Their inner world is so incredibly rich and expansive that it takes a lifetime to explore. This mystery is not a calculated game of playing hard to get. It is simply the natural byproduct of a mind that constantly observes, reflects, and evolves. They fiercely protect their inner sanctum, only granting access to those who have proven themselves trustworthy over time. This cautious protection of their inner world only makes the privilege of knowing them more desirable. Earning the deep trust of an INFJ is like being handed the key to a secret, beautiful garden. When they finally let you in, the warmth of their devotion is unparalleled. They combine their enigmatic depth with a fierce loyalty that is becoming increasingly rare in our modern, transient world. The INFJ does not need to chase people, nor do they need to adopt artificial strategies to win friends or romantic partners. They simply exist as they are, complex, deeply loving, fiercely principled, and beautifully mysterious. Through their authenticity, their emotional alchemy, their deliberate words, their quiet strength, and their boundless vision, they naturally attract those who are searching for true substance. They offer an anchor to those lost in the storm of modern superficiality. If you happen to be an INFJ, hear this truth. You may often feel misunderstood, and you may sometimes underestimate the profound impact your gentle presence has on the world. But your quiet strength is moving mountains in the hearts of those around you. You leave a lingering warmth, a permanent mark of grace on the lives you touch. You do not need to be louder to be heard. Your silent authenticity is already a beacon of light. And if you are someone who has been welcomed into the heart of an INFJ, cherish that connection. You have been granted access to a rare sanctuary of profound empathy and steadfast love, a beautiful refuge in a noisy world. May we all learn to cultivate a little more of this quiet magic in our own lives, finding peace in authenticity and healing in the art of truly seeing one another. We hope this journey into the depths of human connection brings you peace, inspiration, and a renewed belief in the power of genuine empathy. May your days be filled with quiet confidence, and may you always find beauty in the depths of the soul.